Hey guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite authors, and I want to talk about some of my favorite books of hers. So I'm really excited about this, and this all started because you guys know I read on my Kindle a lot, and if it's Kindle Unlimited, I love reading it, and then if I love it enough, I buy the physical copy so I can put them on my shelves like trophies. 5 rounds, Spanish Love Deception, all that good stuff. And this author, most of her books are on Kindle Unlimited. That's how I discovered her, and I fell in love. And so I've slowly been buying her books, and it is none other than Penelope Douglas. Now, I will preface this with, she writes dark romances. So if you cannot deal with like dark romances, bully romances, anything like that, I would suggest skipping this author altogether. I can look past certain things where I realize in real life I would not be okay with. This is fiction. It's not real. So I'm okay with it. I loved it. I still love her, and I'm waiting for her shop to open up so I can order more signed copies. But let's talk about my favorites, because I have not read all her books, okay? So the first one I read was Punk 57. This one was all over TikTok. I'm not on TikTok a lot, but I'm on TikTok enough to discover new things. This one was talked about a lot, and it did not disappoint. This basically follows Misha and Ryan. When they were in 5th grade, they were assigned to each other as pen pals, but they were at different schools. Well, the funny thing was, Misha is a boy. He was assigned to Ryan because the teacher thought Ryan was a boy. Ryan is a girl, and she was assigned Misha because the teacher thought Misha was a girl. So here we are. Years and years later, they're in high school, they're still pen pals, and I think they just had this like familiarity with each other, and because they didn't actually know each other, I think they felt comfortable talking about their home life, which was not good. They each had a lot of like really hard things going on in their life, and so having this pen pal, which I think pen pals, like, I love this pen pal. Who pen pals anymore? I love it. It was great for them, right? Well, then one day the letters just stopped. Misha stopped writing Ryan, and she didn't know why. And you find out why in the book, and it all makes sense towards the end. But Misha ends up at Ryan's high school. He changes his name to Mason. He's there for a different reason, but he ends up seeing Ryan, and this isn't perfectly. We were perfect together until we met. And when he meets Ryan, she's literally everything that they hated about high school. She's a cheerleader. She's like one of the cool kids. She kind of allows kids to be bullied, and that like really makes him angry. And so he sort of bullies her a little bit. But he also like kind of loves her because he's known her since 5th grade, like intimately, because they've shared all these secrets. So it's a really good book. It is dark. There are some like hard parts if you are not into that. Like I said, all of these are dark, so I would probably skip them. I really love this one. I thought it was really good. I don't have a problem reading high school romances. I know some people don't like it, but it doesn't bother me. Then I moved on to Cretans. Okay, so I know that there are way more taboo books out there, and this is not taboo to certain people, but this was like me dipping my pinky toe into the taboo pool, and it was something for me, okay? So basically this follows Tiernan. This poor girl, okay, she's 17. She wakes up one day, and her parents have basically both committed suicide. They left her, and they were never really like attentive parents. So it's just really sad. And so because she's 17, she's going to inherit all their money, but she's 17. She has to wait till she's 18, which is only like a few months away. So she gets assigned a guardian who ends up being the only like family that is left, and it is her father's stepbrother. Now, his name is Jake, which is my husband's name. Jake was, yes, they were stepbrothers by marriage, and then that marriage has since dissolved. So technically, they are not related. You see where I'm going with this, okay? Technically, they're not related. But she goes to live with Jake and his 2 adult sons in a cabin in the middle of nowhere over the winter. I'll leave it at that. It was really good though. Then I read Devil's Night series. I don't have that one, but I love it, and it needs an honorable mention. It's a 4-book plus I believe 2 novella series. It follows 4 boys, starting when they were in high school. You kind of flip back and forth, but they're in their 20s for the most part of the book. And it follows the 4 guys and then their love interests. So you have Michael and Rika, you have Banks and Kai, you have, and then the last 2, okay? I will say this, Penn did a great job of making me absolutely despise a character, and it was none other than Damon. I hated him. And after I read Hideaway, which was probably my least favorite book I've read of hers for some reason, I almost put the series down. And I'm in a few book groups and I was like, I don't know, do I want to continue? I just really, really don't like Damon, and I don't think that anything will ever like recover him. Like he'll never be okay for me. And everyone's like, you have to read it, Damon's the best. And I'm like, Damon is not the best. I read Kill Switch. Damon's the best. I don't know how she did it, but totally changed my mind. These books are dark. They're a little dark, so just keep that in mind. But it was so good. And then the last book is Will and Emery. I loved Will. I didn't love Emery, but I loved the book. That one for me was probably my second favorite, but there were things about it where I was just like, wait a second. But so good, very dark. But so well written. And then the whole reason I sat down is because I got this book in. So this one is actually signed. It has my name on it. I love this book. So this was my first age gap romance, and it is so good. This follows Pike and Jordan. Jordan is the younger in the relationship. They sort of like meet at a movie on her birthday, very beginning of the book, and her boyfriend no-shows because he's a douche. And actually he's arrested, but he no-shows. And so she's sitting in this dark theater that she typically goes to sort of escape her life. She has a really rough life, like rough upbringing. She doesn't come from anything, like nothing. And so she's at like the dollar movies, and she ends up sitting next to this older guy, and they kind of hit it off, and she's like really shy about it, but she's like, he made her feel special, and like he actually paid attention to her, and he was kind. And basically you find out that Pike, the guy in the theater, is her boyfriend's dad. So you follow that story. Something happens where they end up moving into his house. Pike and Cole, her boyfriend, are not close. They end up moving into the house, and you just kind of watch this whole thing unfold. And I love me some Pike, okay? He's so good. He's so good. And I loved this book so much. I got it signed. I love it. It came in today. I will definitely be rereading this. Now that I've started tabbing my books, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many pages I want to tab. But these are my favorite. I will say I've only read one other Penelope Douglas book. I have a couple on my Kindle, but what is your favorite Pen book? Because I love her. So if you guys love Pen, let me know what your favorite book is. Which one do you recommend to anyone that asks? Like, I typically will recommend these two. And then Devil's Night. I love Punk 57, but I don't know why this is always like the last one I recommend. It's so good, but I don't know. Maybe because it's been so long since I read it, but that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any book recommendations for me, let me know, because I'm always looking for a good book, and I will definitely check it out. That's all I have for you guys. I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!